Cindy. I'm here with my weekly wrap-up for this week. I've been busy. I actually completed a journal. It's already sold though, it's gone. If you didn't get to see it, it was the Cozy Life Journal in the Frances Hodgson Burnett book. And so yeah, I have some fun stuff to share though, but I get to share something really special and wonderful to begin with. This is a painting that my girlfriend Michelle, she's a really amazing artist, and she made this for me and gave it to me for my birthday. I am so in love with it, and I'm going to hang it in my studio tonight. So I just wanted to share that as a nice way to kind of get started. So I will move on and show you what I've been working on. I've been feverishly working on this journal today. I've got all of the signatures in the book press already, so I'll be working away on them tomorrow. But if you saw my video from this morning, I created the cover. I did this iridescent embossing on this cover, and I added this nice piece of embroidery, which is stitched right through this spine on here. Then this afternoon, I've added through the entire book, I've glued down what I'm going to use as my closure. So the spine is going to go in on top of this and will all be stitched, and this is going to be what the end papers look like. So this will be the first one, and this will be the second one, and these are both from the original, the book that I'm using, which is, this is the Dear Mila journal. Is it Mila? I feel like I'm forgetting. No, Millie. I'm sorry, Dear Millie. So this journal is, it's a really interesting story. Basically, it was a lost story from Wilhelm Grimm that was found and has been illustrated in this edition by Maurice Sendak of Where the Wild Things Are fame. And so, yeah, I really love his illustration style. And so what I did with these is I've created pockets here. So there's going to be a little pocket there and a little pocket here. And this was just done from layering the book pages because they were obviously quite a lot wider than as was needed for these end papers. So I created pockets to kind of use the whole page up and add some sort of depth to the image. So that's coming along nicely. I also have completed probably the majority of the ephemera. So this is going to go, once the pages come out of the book press, this is going to go in the center of one of the signatures, this beautiful vintage tatted doily. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just beautiful. Then I've also been working away on the writing board that's going to go with it. So this is from the original book cover. So this will be a hard writing board that will go along with this journal. I'm going to do a little bit more to it. I just got it sanded this afternoon, and I'm going to do a little bit more with it. Then I actually finished probably the majority of the ephemera. So this story is based around this letter to Millie, and so it is from the first page of the story. So I decided I would sort of tear it out and back it with an avocado dyed paper, and I've done that, and I've inked around it to make it just a nice, you know, piece to go in the journal. I'm probably going to fold it and pop it in one of the front pockets. Then when I'm doing the stitching, I'm going to put these hanging on the outside of the journal. So they're two Swarovski crystal beads, and they're like a peachy color with iridescence to them. And then this is a little pyrite crystal kind of bead. So those are going to hang out. And then I've set aside, I printed some Home Book and Treasure ornate kit today. It's like Art Nouveau feeling, so if I need more kind of papers, I think these are the colors and the style that will go really well with this journal. So I've got this kind of sitting on the side for when the signatures are finished. But I'll give you a quick rundown of what I've completed for the ephemera for this journal so far. So I'll just kind of go quickly through it. So journal card, another journal card. This one has been backed with my botanical paper because it's kind of the colors are right. This is a little tuck spot, a journal card, and I sewed a little leaf to go on there, made of fabric. This is going to be like a tip out page. Pocket. This is a mail envelope with the security envelope front, and I did use the Home Book and Treasure papers on this to collage it, and then I made this tag and added a silk flower to the top, so that will get added into the journal either as just a pocket, or I may make it like a double pocket with room to tuck behind it. We'll see based on sort of how packed the journal is at the time. There we go, pop that in there. Then I've got my little tabs here, so I'll be adding tabs to the 4 signatures. A tag that I made, it says "In the Still Dark Night." These are all from book pages from the book Magic by Moonlight. I added some organza up top and one of the Home Book and Treasure pieces at the bottom. This is on the branches of the vine, and I added some silver rickrack. It's just a pocket. This is a journal card, and I added a postcard stamp on the back. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Sorry about that. This is a pocket that's been cut in a free form of the tree and the house, the cottage. So that will be a pocket in the journal. This is like a tall journaling card, and on the back I left the roses there. This is either going to be a floating pocket or it will be glued down. I'm thinking of leaving it as a floating pocket though, because it's watercolored and it's really pretty. And then inside there is more of the book imagery at the back, and then I made this tag to go inside of it. It says "Forgotten the Magic Words," and so that just pops in there. Then this is a little tuck spot, and I've added some poetry in this book already that I think kind of goes along with it. This poetry is from, hold on, Gerard Manley Hopkins, and this is an old book. This is a very old book. So this is 1953 originally published, but it was reprinted. The latest date is 1958. So this book is from 1958, but the poetry itself is, I guess, he wrote the poetry between 1913 and 30, so it's old poetry. And this one, it says, "What would the world be once bereft of wet and of wildness? Let them be left, oh, let them be left, wildness and wet. Long live the weeds in the wilderness yet." Sometimes the old poetry, just the way like the words are written, can be a little difficult because it's so very different from like our modern language. And then this is a journal card. This is backed with my eco-printed paper, and this is basically the scene in the story where the mother is like, a war has begun, so she's going to send her daughter off into the woods. This is just the negative of that little that cutout on that pocket, and I kept it here in case I want to use it for something. Then I made a belly band from the book page as well, added a little lace and an owl, and it says "Talk to owls and have adventures." And a tag. I may put something more here, I just kind of got it started. And then this is another tag that I added another poem from the same book. Journal card, another belly band, added some lace. A pocket, it says "Night of the Storm." And this is from the book The Cuckoo's Haiku. It's just a really beautiful picture journal card. And then I made this little notebook with the Dear Millie from the book plate, and filled it with the story of, like, the story. Essentially, it explains the story, how this work was discovered. And I filled it with my coffee dyed paper. So that's all the ephemera that I've got ready for this journal. Hopefully that's most of it. I may need a few more things. We'll see as we go. But I feel really good that I've gotten such a good start on this. I've had a lot of time to work on it because I woke up so early this morning. Then, 1 minute. So I've spent a bit of time this morning scouring fabric. Hold on. Scouring fabric for my Irie Dolman course that I'm taking on printing. So this week I'm planning to get all of my fabric, well, some of my fabric mordanted, and then begin collecting plants to do some eco printing. And I also picked up this book, Best of Both Worlds, Enhanced Botanical Printing by Jane Dunewald. And I'm really interested in seeing what's different between her techniques and Irie's. I'm only about halfway through the Irie Dolman course at the moment. I'm still getting through it, but I'm just really in love with botanical printing, and I just want to take it to kind of the next level. So yeah, I'm happy to have a few more resources. So, and kind of in the same topic, so I've been trying to make up some tannin waters and dyes from plants. So I think I mentioned this a couple videos ago, that I was going to be trying to dye some paper with black walnuts. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I shared a little bit of pictures of my process. So essentially, to create a nice rich brown paper dye, or you know, also a furniture stain, or you know, a fabric dye from black walnuts, you basically just collect them in their green stage when they've fallen from a black walnut tree. They're about this large. They're in North America. I don't know where else in the world they propagate. I haven't researched that. But you cut them in half, so you expose the inside of the young walnut. It will be white and fleshy on the inside. The walnut hasn't usually hardened yet. And then you throw them all in a pot, add a bit of vinegar, and just to add some acid, because it helps to, first of all, it prevents molding, and secondly, it just helps to like set the color. So then you fill it up with water just above the walnuts, probably about an inch or so, and you just simmer it, bring it to a boil and let it simmer for at least an hour. If you can then leave it overnight, just let it soak, you will get a richer, better color. So I had not dyed paper with it before, but I'm really happy with what I got. It's much darker than coffee dyed paper. It also has no smell at all, and it's interesting how it dyes. Like when you have kind of an even surface but you drip another like layer on top, it echoes, like it keeps those layers, and I really like that because I think it just makes a really nice and very different kind of paper. And where the fluid collects, like the water collects, you'll get these interesting shapes. And so yeah, it's really fun. And I also, what I like about it is it's not sticky, so you can actually layer up your paper really, really nicely without worrying about like the oils that are in teas and coffees sometimes being a little bit sticky. My experience with coffee dyeing is using the instant coffee that most people use because it's cheap. It can be a little sticky. I don't really know what all goes into that coffee. I think it's some kind of weird, like powdered stuff. I'm not sure. I feel like it has something like carob in it or something, and it's really not, I don't think it's just coffee. I don't know, maybe it is coffee that's been ground and then made into a liquid and then dehydrated. I'm not sure, but it does have a different consistency to it, even a different smell. So I typically coffee dye with actual coffee grinds from espresso, and that's what I like using. But this is not coffee. This is all black walnut, and I'm really happy about it. I also have a big jar of it waiting to be used as a tannin for the cloth that I'm going to be dyeing. So here's a look at my signatures for the journal that I just showed you that are stuffed inside here. I don't know if you can see them, but they are stuffed inside my book press, getting flattened. Then I guess I can share with you my, oh, I have one more thing. Hold on. I completed my tag for 52 Tags Handmade for the Anbrook Textile Artist Challenge, 52 Tags Handmade. And this is week 31, I think, and it's gold. And so I used my own eco-printed fabric in back because the mordant on the cloth was natural, which leaves it this gold tone. And then I added all sorts of different things. Some organza, a little buckle, an eyelet, a sashimere with gold thread around it, lots of gold sequins. This is actually a little Christmas, like a mini decoration, and then a gold square vintage button. I did, I forget the name of the stitching around, but you're wrapping a gold ring. I used a gold feather, another little gold ring, and then some gold leaf along the bottom. So that was a lot of fun, and I like how it turned out. I'm really just enjoying that challenge so much. And next I have, I think, just a thrift haul to show you. It's not a super big one, but goodness, somebody please just tie my hands together. So this was $5. I never buy buttons these days because I have so many. It's like outrageous that I even bought buttons. I was like, ugh, like I even put them back. But like, the thing is, I couldn't say no because like, look at these buttons. There's like really cool vintage ones, and it's just mostly cool vintage buttons. So I definitely paid $4.99 for this, and it's definitely full of awesome vintage buttons. And I'm a terrible person. I can't help myself. Oh, I love buttons though. And you know, it's funny, I was just like giving myself props because I've been using up a bunch of my buttons. I've been doing like lots of different things with my buttons, and I was so happy with myself. Ugh. So anyways, I got some books, not too many, just 3. And so this one, I gave the CD to my daughter, Fairy Stories and CD. And I just got it because it is, it has fairy images in it, many different kinds of illustrations in here. Look at that though. Isn't that so sweet? That mushroom village. I'm so like happy about it. So it's got really beautiful illustrations of fairies, and I am of course planning a fairy journal series. I have been hoarding for quite some time all sorts of fairy things. So I don't know if you were with me back when I did a series of like I think there were 12 to begin with, gnome journals, but I'm planning the same thing with fairy journals. So this one too, Dreamland Fairies, and this one has more kind of childlike illustration in it, gold paper too. So I'm not always a huge fan of the more childlike images, but some of these are really pretty, and I think it's good to have a nice variety when you want to make I don't know, journals that aren't just kind of basic, you know what I mean? Like I don't want just, I use the content from a kit and that was it, and like that's a fairy journal. Like I kind of think, like I like to personally, not that anything is wrong with that, by all means, just using a kit is absolutely, you're able to make a beautiful journal. I just think it's within my like comfort, like my signature kind of, that I want to be drawing from different sources and kind of creating something a little more my style. So yeah, I don't down anybody. Like I've actually made journals with just a kit. In fact, the journal I just made, it had a lot else in it, but it really was based around the kit, and it turned out beautifully. So I don't down kits. I love them actually. But yeah, I like to try to add as much as I can, probably because I've always been a book collector and it's really great to be able to use this stuff. So I got a copy of Animalia from Graham Base, who's an incredible illustrator. And I think I maybe have this already in my collection, in my library, like for the kids. I'm pretty sure I do. But the images in here are so beautiful. They're just amazing. And his illustration style is like so detailed. and I love it. And I'm hoarding this book with a few others for this journal idea that I have about kind of like old wise animals, and I've been building that for a little while. I've been kind of building a collection for that. So let me set those aside. And then I just got a couple more things. So one is just this piece of fabric, which it's funny, I actually used it as my flat lay fabric for my video for my last journal flip through, but it's this. So this is mostly this kind of ecru color, and then it has this beautiful black at the bottom. I'm going to make myself a dress with it, and then this will be the skirt. So the bodice will be in the ecru color, and then I'll do the black at the bottom of the skirt, because it's just like, it's basically like a perfect kind of skirt fabric. So that was that. And then I got a random baggie here for $3.99 of different stuff. I'm a little addicted to embroidery floss, so I saw there was quite a bit in here, and so I just grabbed it because it's embroidery floss. Why not? And I always need embroidery floss, so that will all get sorted out properly. What's this? Oh, this is mohair. Okay. Just making sure it's nothing weird. It's just mohair. But I think I'll just throw that whole little tangle right into my ort, which is my thread jar, for those of you who don't know what an ort is. It's a term that I believe is coined by Anne Brooke. Yeah, so let's see if we have any other tangles and things to throw in the ort. There's a little bit there. I'm excited because I want to make another one of those tags. I don't know if you saw the tag I'm talking about, but basically you take all of your thread bits and bobs from your stitching, and you lay it all down on a tag, and you stitch it all onto a tag, and it turned out so cool. Like, I can't wait to make more of those. So yeah, then I was kind of like, ooh, scraps. Like, now I'm making my own ort. So yeah, but it's kind of nice to just like sort through things like that and set them aside for a project. But I will stop kitty-catting around with this. I'll do that off camera. So there's also, I guess, a pair of scissors in here, nice sharp ones. They've got it's got a little dip here. Not too sure why, but they're nice and sharp, and I actually need another pair of scissors because my daughter, my 4-year-old, has started stitching, so I gave her my scissors. So let's see what this is. Oh, this is not my kind of thing. It's a sampler, but it's a religious one, so I won't use it. I may use the paper though for a journal. Then what do we have here? This is Ada cloth by the looks of it, and some needles. So I'm gonna get rid of all this plastic. Goodness, so much plastic. Yeah, a couple of embroidery. Are they embroidery needles? Tapestry needles, because they're not sharp. And that's good. I can actually use a tapestry needle with these scissors for a project bag that I have on the go. That can go. Then we have cross stitch fabric. It's 14 counts. And then a little piece, little scraps. I'll actually just keep those handy because I want to make some cross stitch tags, like little bitty cross stitches that I can put on tags. I keep telling myself though, that's so much effort, like for a tag. So it's okay though. This is actually a pretty great score for the price that it is. So inside here we have, that's a fun little piece of ephemera. It's just a floss card, and then we have some flosses on their little cards. We have a partial project here. This could just go in my scrap bin. And a frame. And then this is a teddy bear pattern. I don't think I'll use that really. Guess I could use it for collage. I don't think I'll keep the frame. I don't need it for anything. And then there's some extra floss cards, which I can always use, and a little needle there, a little embroidery needle. Then this actually intrigued me. This is the other reason that I got this, because I saw this fabric in here. Now it looks like, unfortunately, it's been started but not finished. And they started it with yarn, so actually that'll be pretty easy to remove. Yeah, I can totally see why they didn't finish it, because this yarn is awful. It's like some kind of a shiny acrylic nightmare. So I'm going to pick that all out. And use this for something else. Oh, there's another needle here. Sweet. I always need more needles. I can never get enough needles. So that's actually a really nice big piece of cloth. Yay. I will totally use that. But I'm going to take this yarn out of it for sure, because it's just not nice. Yeah, and there's more of it in here. So what was this? This was a creative stitchery kit for a pillow. Jiffy cross stitch pillow. So that's a rayon flax fabric. Feels really nice. It's that flax. And 100% acrylic yarn. Ugh. No acrylic. No. And then we have a free atlas. Okay, so that will all go into the trash. I will keep this scrappy bit here of this, these threads, and throw them in my Ort. And I could use that for something, but the rest would go away. So that is the extent of my thrift haul. Not a very big one, but that's fine. That's a good thing, actually. What else do I have to share? Oh, an idea I have. So I'm thinking maybe one of my next journals will be The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. So I've always had a problem with this book, and that's kind of left me hesitant about doing this journal, but it's okay. Like, I think my problem with it is that, like, the tree the tree just gives and gives and gives, and the boy just takes and takes and takes, and in the end, like, there's no lesson really learned that's valuable to us, right? It's like the old man just gets there, the boy just turns into an old man, but the tree is like dying and decrepit because, like, it was not taken care of and just taken from its whole life. So it ends up chopped down, and it's kind of depressing for a lot of reasons, but I'm thinking I might kind of spin the story a little. So a while back, I saw like some kind of a sarcastic meme about this book, and I've had some conversations with friends of mine who, like, they're like me and that they care about a lot of, you know, social issues and things, and we've had some conversations about, you know, authors from the past and the kind of messages that they instilled, and it's sort of like no wonder people are like they are. And this is kind of one of these books. I love Shel Silverstein, I really do, but I think, you know, it's a product of its time, so I think I put a spin on it. And I think I saw this this meme that was posted years ago, and it was like basically the tree just like having a complete freak out angry breakdown and like swinging the boy and like throwing him like across like the fields, and like, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what the tree probably should have done. But anyways, I digress. I think I want to keep the theme with the green, and I want to find a way to do that. Most of the images inside, if not all actually, are black and white. Yeah, they're all black and white. They're very simplistic, right? So I'm thinking about a couple of options. One is somehow utilizing this cover to maybe cut out a piece of it. Like, probably I'll just use it on my trimmer, and then I'll use my razor knife to cut it out, and that would go on the front of the book. And then maybe this little piece too, somehow I would do something with. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. The other option I have is I could find inside the journal, or inside the book, an image that I really like maybe say this one, or, you know, I don't know, if there's one that shows the boy and the tree, like here's the boy climbing the tree, I could actually paint it myself and use it as the cover image. Like this one would be really cute. Like, so yeah, it's a bit to think about, and that's what I'm going to do for a while, maybe, is just think on this project. I don't know if it'll be next or not, but I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've read this book, what you think about it, how you feel about it. And I'd love to hear from you. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been shopping in my shop and who has subscribed to my channel recently. It's really nice to just kind of see like subscriber numbers going up and people hanging out. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. I would love to have you. It's nice to have more people here, and that is probably it for me. I can probably just wrap it up. I don't think I have a whole lot more to show you. I actually got a lot done this week. It doesn't seem like I did, but I did. But I'm going to try to like amp up getting things done because I am going on vacation in September. So hopefully I'll have a productive August. And until next time, you can find all my social media, all that stuff down below in the description box. And I hope you have enjoyed your weekend and you have a really great start to your week. So thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.